Each of us knows someone who's a bit heavier to deal with than others. It could be anyone, regardless of age, gender, or profession. Or maybe, it's even you? Usually, these are people who don't talk much, and who often prefer to spend time alone rather than in the center of attention. Society often struggles to understand them, seeing them as odd or unusual. And they know it. They're fully aware that they're different. Sometimes they'll even tell you themselves. But did you know the saying, "still waters run deep," really applies to them? These people often make amazing listeners, friends, and even leaders. Today, we're going to explore 10 fascinating facts about quiet people, so you can truly understand their power. You might be surprised at what their silence is really telling us. So who is an introvert and who is an extrovert? Before we dive into the facts, we need to clarify these terms. Both words come from Latin. Vertere means to turn, extra means outward, and intro means inward. In short, extroverts are outward focused. They gain energy from the world around them. They're talkative, open to change, and often act first, thinking about consequences later. But they're also more prone to stress. Introverts, on the other hand, draw energy from their own thoughts, feelings, and experiences. They may speak less in social settings, but it's not because they have nothing to contribute. They simply share what's meaningful. Small talk and forced conversations are not for them. Quiet people tend to be thoughtful and deliberate in their actions. Let's look at the fascinating traits of introverts in detail. First, they are better listeners. Talkative people often enjoy hearing themselves speak, but quiet people prefer listening to others. They tend to be empathetic, with high emotional intelligence because they process things in depth. If something's bothering you and you want a fresh perspective, don't hesitate to ask a quiet person for advice. While you share your problem, you may even figure out solutions yourself, or the quiet person may offer insights you hadn't considered. Second, they are often more creative. Although it might not be obvious at first glance, many introverts are artists, writers, actors, singers, and models. In private, they are often among the quietest people you'll meet. Did you know that Johnny Depp, Emma Watson, and Selena Gomez are considered introverts? Studies show that introverts are often more creative because they think things through down to the smallest detail before speaking or writing. By observing rather than constantly engaging, they absorb more information from the world and understand it more deeply. Many people mistakenly assume quiet people are shy, while introverts usually avoid being the center of attention and are happy about it. That doesn't necessarily mean they're shy. Quiet people often have a lot to say, but may not feel comfortable sharing their thoughts or feelings out loud. They don't necessarily have trouble making friends either. They prefer surrounding themselves with people they truly care about. And if such people aren't around, they'd rather be alone than in bad company. You might have noticed a sort of rule in society. The more talkative and cheerful a person is, the more people naturally gather around them. Extroverts attract others like a magnet. Quiet people, however, focus on quality over quantity. They may have fewer friends, but their bonds are stronger. Making a quiet friend can take time, but once you have that connection, it's deep and lasting. Quiet people are often loyal and value friendship. Unlike talkative people, they can keep secrets, avoid spreading gossip or negativity, and speak honestly. Fifth, they are emotionally balanced. Quiet individuals are often considerate and sensitive. While society might mistakenly assume this makes them phlegmatic, the truth is they're just less likely to openly display or talk about emotions. This doesn't mean they tolerate everything, far from it. In fact, they handle stress better than most. They take longer to get genuinely angry because they understand their emotions deeply and know how to manage them. But when they do get angry, it's significant. You might even be surprised by their emotional intensity. And forgiveness? Don't expect it to come quickly. Quiet people often take longer to move past conflicts than talkative ones. Let's compare people to books. Talkative people are easy to read because they share their thoughts and emotions freely. Quiet people, however, can feel like closed books, or books written in a language you don't yet understand. Introverts often seem annoyed, depressed, or bored, but in reality, they're rarely bored. They observe, listen, and think. Appearances can be deceiving. Quiet people are independent, curious, self-motivated, and often achieve their goals without broadcasting their efforts. They act rather than talk. They like to work alone, taking initiative without needing someone to tell them what to do. They seek learning opportunities and challenges that help them grow personally and professionally. Quiet people also don't worry too much about what others think. They are self-aware and understand how others perceive them. Because they don't feel the need to impress, introverts tend to be more honest than extroverts. Ninth, they are easily distracted. When working, they prefer calm spaces without interruptions. They dislike group work or busy environments. Noises, even small ones like dripping faucets, barking dogs, or movement nearby, can distract them, but they often focus better when listening to music. 10th, they can be excellent leaders. Did you know Abraham Lincoln, one of America's greatest presidents, was a quiet person? He let others speak without interruption, and although he wasn't fond of speaking publicly, he excelled in written communication. He wrote about how to lead effectively and the importance of humility and power. Even today, introverts make amazing leaders. They possess the qualities we've discussed: creativity, perseverance, emotional balance, and thoughtfulness. In conclusion, introverts face challenges in a world that often misunderstands them or refuses to understand. Their lifestyle is simply different from more outgoing people. We should respect their need to recharge, whether it's lying on the couch, walking in the forest, or exercising. Sometimes they just want to be alone. Do you know an introvert? Can you see any of these traits in them? Do you prefer introverts or extroverts? Share your experiences in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you.